is up, everybody? It's another Wednesday, which means What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday, which means it's another new comic book day vlog. This week is super duper stacked, so I'm super excited to go into the comic store because I haven't been in a little bit to this comic store specifically, because if you guys have been watching the other vlogs, I was back home and now I'm back at college, which also means I have class later today. But today's gonna be a good day and I can't wait to vlog it for you guys, so let's get going. But before we go, let me talk about some things I read this week and also some packages that I received this week. But there's also gonna be even more packages at the end of the video, so stay tuned if you guys want more of an unboxing. But yeah, I'm super excited to talk about my books, super excited to get more books, so let's get straight into it. So this is basically everything that I read this week. I'll talk about the ones that I left at home, but they're mostly a part of the same series as I'm holding up here, so let's get straight into it. Starting off with the one I'm currently reading, I am reading the Kyle Rayner Compendium. As you can see, I've only read the first 4 issues, so I haven't even read that much of this book, but the first 3 issues focuses on Hal Jordan in the Emerald Twilight. Super duper good. I really like the story how Hal Jordan's kind of turning into this selfish version of himself because he realizes that his ring can create anything. I think that's a really unique storyline because, I mean, if I had a ring that could create everything, I would kind of want to make things that make me happy. And that's essentially what Hal Jordan's trying to do. But one of the things you're not allowed to do is use the ring for your own personal benefit. So the Guardians are super against what Hal Jordan's doing, which causes Hal Jordan to turn very angry and very rageful, even going up and killing other Green Lanterns to steal their rings to have more power. Super interesting. And basically that leads to Hal Jordan getting sealed off, but he becomes something else. We don't know what it is yet, but he fights up against Sinestro, and essentially he can't be the Green Lantern of Earth anymore because he's evil. So one of the Guardians comes down and gives the Green Lantern ring, or a Green Lantern ring, to Kyle Rayner, and that starts the journey of Kyle Rayner being the Earth's Green Lantern. Super duper cool origin, and also I really love the Hal Jordan stuff. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this so far. I think it's really good. I think a lot of people really recommend reading Kyle Rayner because he is one of the more popular Green Lanterns. I highly recommend reading it. Super duper good. And yeah, next we got Vagabond. This is book 2. I haven't read this one, but I just wanted a visual representation because I've only read book 1, but I left it at home. Book 1 was super duper good. Oh my gosh, I really love where the story's going. I believe there is 12 of these Vizbig editions, so I am nowhere near the end of the story, but holy crap, super duper well written. I think it's awesome. I love the idea of, I don't want to spoil too much, but Tekezo, or however you pronounce it, how he is like people look at him as if he's a demon because he wants so much power, but he looked at himself as somebody who just wants to push themselves to the limit, and then how that all flips on its head near the end. Super duper unique ending, and I think the story is going in a direction that I'm gonna love. Super good character development. I love it. I think the artwork is also super duper good. Next we have Kagurabachi volumes 2 through 4. I only brought book 4 because I read 2 and 3 at my house, and again, I'm in college, so I can't bring all my books back and forth. But Kagurabachi was really good. If you guys saw my raw reactions when I read volume 1 in last vlog, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of like this simplistic aura farming story, but done really well. But then as I'm on book 4, I just finished this yesterday, it is so much more than an aura farming, story. I think the characters are super compelling, especially him right there, super underrated. I think the story is so action-packed. I think volume 4 is easily the best one. But yeah, Kagurabachi is super duper good, and I can't wait to read more of it. It's peak. And last but not least, we got Vinland Saga books 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, I only brought books 2 and 3 because I read book 1 at home. Holy crap, this is my favorite manga. This is so amazing. I think book 3 was also the best one. Book 3 really emphasizes the arc and the character growth between Prince Canute. I think at first I thought he was kind of a bore. Well, I already watched the anime, but in the manga specifically, I was like, he's kind of boring. He doesn't really say much. And then he reveals the reason that he doesn't talk is because he understands that his words have so much political weight. So he's making sure to choose his words wisely. And then in that whole battle between Thorkel, Escalade, Thorfinn, Bjorn, all of that entire fight sequence was phenomenal. But then we get to see Prince Canute stand up and take his his privilege of being the royal blood and basically command them and show that he's not just some wimp who doesn't talk. He's actually someone who's very strong-willed and strong-hearted. And the reason that his dad doesn't want him to become the king is because he has special interests in other things that aren't kingly, such as like cooking. Like his dad thinks he's a wimp because he knows how to cook, when he's a lot more than a freaking wimp. And he also battles between believing in Christianity or not, which was a super interesting monologue. I think Vinland Saga is one of the most beautiful stories ever written that I have read personally. I think it's amazing, and you can tell that the writer is super knowledgeable about the historical accuracy of this era. Obviously, there's some things that are very fictional, like Thorkel basically kicking Thorfinn to the moon because he's that strong. Like, obviously, that's very fictional. But a lot of, like, the terms that they use are actual terms that were used during the Viking era, which is really cool. And I just really enjoy this story. Like I said, super duper interesting, and I just love it. I just think it's super good if you're in, especially if you're into history, if you're into character development, character growth. The artwork is really good. I highly recommend Vinland Saga. But yeah. And then the last thing I don't really have a visual representation for, I read JJK Volume 0 and 1. JJK 0 is one of my favorite animated movies. I think it's super duper good, and I really liked it. Obviously, JJK 0 is literally the exact same thing as the movie. There's very little differences. So I enjoyed the book as well because it's literally a story that I already like. And then JJK 1 is kind of the same. It's kind of the exact same as JJK Season 1, just the beginning parts. And again, I've already liked JJK Season 1, so I like Volume 1. But I think JJK is really good, and I really want to continue it. So I don't really know how to get manga while I'm here. I might just have to order stuff online, but I don't really like doing that. But we'll see. Hopefully my LCS maybe has manga. I feel like there's a manga section. But yeah, so that's basically everything that I read this week. If you guys want to see my more in-depth reviews, I could make a video talking about really in-depth reviews if you guys really want. Now I want to show you guys a couple of things that I got as packages in the last couple of days. So I think they're super cool. They were all sent to me for free. So I think it's absolutely amazing, and I can't thank you guys enough for the ones who sent it to me and for you guys for watching. So let's get straight into it. Starting off, it was in the background. This was given to me by Image Comics. Image Comics has been giving me a lot of stuff, and I am super grateful for it. We got Falling in Love on the Path to Hell. This book is essentially a love story between a gunslinger and a samurai. I think it's super unique. I got volumes 1 and 2. I think it's a super unique story that I've never seen really done before. I mean, a gunslinger and a samurai, those are very different things. Seeing them fall in love, I don't really know what like the path to hell part is. I don't know exactly what their mission is, but I will find out when I read it because I will be reading this very soon. I am so grateful to be given this by Image Comics again. Image Comics is my favorite comic company. I like them more than DC. I like them more than Marvel. I think that they are next up. One of the things that Image really pushes forward is that they are really creator driven first. They put their creators first, and you can tell that in their stories. They are so good, and they're very experimental as well. So if you're into very unique comic books, I highly recommend reading some Image Comics stuff. But yeah, thank you again to Image Comics. And for the last thing, these are things that were given to me by the creator Sullivan Was Here. They will be linked in the description. Make sure to check out their social medias because they are super duper talented in artwork. And I just want to show you guys some of the things they got me because it's really freaking cool. Starting off, they made me these stickers, which is really, really cool. We have Magic. If you guys don't know, I actually play Magic a lot in Marvel Rivals, so this is really cool to me. And then they got me a Wonder Woman, and this anime girl I've seen before. I actually don't know where she's from. I think her name starts with an R. I could be wrong. But again, super cool artwork, super cool sticker. We got Absolute Batman. Dude, I'm thinking of places that I could put this because I love Absolute Batman. That's super cool. And then we got Deadpool, and is that Zorro? I actually don't know because I don't watch anime that much. I don't watch like a big variety of anime. I kind of just rewatch things I already like. But that's somebody, and then Deadpool. So I think this is really cool. And then the last sticker is the girl from Something Is Killing the Children, which I still need to tap into. Guys, I need to tap into Something Is Killing the Children. I've heard amazing things about it. It's by Boom Studios, and they're actually collabing with DC soon to make Swamp Thing Is Killing the Children. So I need to tap in. I mean, I believe there's like so many volumes of it, and I've heard great things about it. So yeah, super cool stickers. They got me this absolute Superman charm thing that I put on my backpack. I think it looks really, really cool. But the last thing is easily the coolest thing that I think I've ever seen really in my entire life. I'm dead serious. I have to raise the camera and stand on my chair for this. It is none other than an Absolute Batman tapestry. And this tapestry is huge. Like, I can't even show it all on camera. I'm gonna back my chair up a little bit so maybe you guys can see a better view, but it's so hard to show the whole thing. I mean, this is really all I can show. It's huge, it covers my entire body. I'll raise it, I guess, so you can see the bottom half. See, this absolute Batman tapestry is insane, and it was created by, again, Sullivan was here, so make sure to check them out. I'm so grateful that they gave me that package, and yeah. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the little yapping session, but I do want to go to the comic store now, so let me go eat breakfast, and then let's go. So the main books that I'm looking for on my comic haul, I guess, or comic run, is Null #1. So I'm excited that Null's getting another run because Null, I feel like, is kind of an underutilized character in modern Marvel. So excited for that. Then the other one is DCKO #3. I mean, DCKO is one of the best events to ever happen in comics, in my opinion. I think DC's absolutely killing it. I really liked issue 1, I really liked issue 2, I really liked most of the tie-ins. So yeah, I'm excited for DCKO #3. And then the other one is Transformers issue #28. Transformers has been so good. I still haven't read the last 3 issues, but I have them all, so I may as well just buy this one, and then when I go back home, read all of them since the rest of them are at home. But another thing is that my LCS does have a manga section, and I've never looked at it because I've never been into manga until now. So since I'm starting to get into manga, I'm really excited to check out their section because it actually is a decent size. I don't think it's huge, but like it's good enough where I think there might be things that I actually do want to pick up from that section. But yeah, also if you guys have the League of Comic Geeks app, check out the week of the 28th. It is the most stacked week I've ever seen in my life. There are so many good releases on that day. Also, I don't know how many of you guys are tapped into anime, but JJK Season 3, the first 2 episodes of the Cullen Game arc just dropped. I have not seen them yet, but I think I am going to watch them, so I do want to give my thoughts in the next vlog. I think it's going to be insane. JJK is so good. I also think this is really funny. I spent like maybe 4 hours on the Big Bad Toys website because they have so many collectibles, and I was looking at all their Funko Pops, all their like random like different items that are like superhero related. They had like pins, they had other stuff that I collect as well. Super cool. The weather is so much nicer here. I mean, if you've seen the last 2 vlogs, the weather was terrible for both of them, so it's so nice to be able to walk in the sunshine for once. But we're just about there, so let's go inside.
It's Geoff #1. It says we should have one in the back issues. I couldn't find it. We have a bunch that are.
There's a Geoff section,
Yeah,
but it's not there. Their biggest titles in the last.
This Nightwing variant is so tough.
And it sucks because they're wrong for this. They're wrong.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
Good.
Nothing another stuff.
Nice, hefty look. Like, they'll be like, I was harder than you. You got it.
Like, I mean, I have no hopes in general about this film. I think absolutely the universe is still going strong.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, bag secured. We got our stuff. I honestly didn't get that much, but we are gonna get our second bag from the package center. So let's go do that. It's just overall such a good day, getting new books and everything, but I just love today. New comic book day is just amazing, man. Like I get to look forward to something every single week. It's awesome. All right, we are back, and as you guys can see, I have a huge stack of stuff. So let's go over the new comic book day stuff I got first, and then let's open the other packages. One of the packages I'm super excited for because it's actually from Ghost Machine. If you guys don't know, Ghost Machine wrote Geiger. Like Geiger's right here. They're part of the publishing brand, and I just can't believe that they sent me a package. I think that's awesome. But let's go into the things that I got for new comic book day. Like I said, I didn't get too much because I knew I had stuff coming, but starting off, we have Everything Dead and Dying, issue #4. I have not read this, and I can't wait to read it. I believe that this issue is the last one, or maybe that the last one's in the next one. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure this is a really short series. I have been loving this story. I cannot wait to read it. And yeah, I'm excited that I have this new issue and that I got this cool variant. I think this looks really, really cool. This story's been really good. You guys should definitely pick it up if you haven't already. And then I got Transformers issue number 28 with this cool variant cover as well. This is the Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer cover. If you guys don't already know, Daniel Warren Johnson is my favorite artist and my favorite writer of all time. So it's super cool to have another Daniel Warren Johnson cover. I just think it looks so good. If you guys don't already know also, he was the writer and the artist that was on Transformers for issues 1 through 24, and then he stepped down. So for issues 25 through 28, it's written by Robert Kirkman and the interiors are done by Dan Mora, but it's super cool to see him back. I love this cover, it's so sick. And then, speaking of Daniel Warren Johnson, I got the Daniel Warren Johnson DCKO issue number 3 cover. Like I said, Daniel Warren Johnson, favorite artist, favorite writer. So you know I had to pick up another Daniel Warren Johnson cover. I can't wait to read this. I think this is gonna be my first read. And honestly, I'm gonna read it for the vlog. So we'll do that after I open all my stuff. And for the last thing I got from the new comic book day run, I got Jujutsu Kaisen book 2 and book 3. Like I said, JJK is really, really good. I just really enjoy it. I think it's super fun to read, and I'm also super into the anime, which is why I'm excited to watch season 3 since it just dropped. And now I can read books 2 and 3, so that's awesome. I'm obviously super behind on the manga, but still, I'm starting to get into it, so it's really awesome. Now let's open my 2 Amazon packages. So first off, we have Vinland Saga, the hardcover book 4. Like I said earlier in the video, I've been reading Vinland Saga. I read books 1 through 3. It is by far my favorite manga that I've read. It is so good. Book 3 especially, like I said, was super duper good. And now I got book 4 so I can continue the story. Let's open the next package. In the second one, we got none other than Vinland Saga book 5. Guys, I did say it was my favorite manga, so I had to pick up the next 2. And it's super cool to collect them in this hardcover form. I think it looks really good on a shelf. But yeah, super excited to tap into this. I believe there's 12 books. I might be wrong about that, but there's so much more that I gotta read, so I'm really loving it and I can't wait to read more. Now for the package we have all been waiting for, the one that is by Ghost Machine. This is going to be insane. We got it open and oh my goodness. Starting off, it looks like there's 2 shirts, so let's open them up and see what they look like. Wait, this is really, really cool. This is Geiger. This is literally what I was saying was on my wall that I've been reading that is really, really good. This t-shirt is sick. I really like this. And then the second t-shirt, big reveal. Oh my gosh, another Geiger. Oh, yo, okay, no, this is so tough. This is so tough. What? No, this is so cool. I'm dead serious, I have chills. I just saw what else is in the box. We have 5 books that is from Ghost Machine and Image Comics. But not only that, they're all signed by Geoff Johns. Guys, if you guys don't know who Geoff Johns is, he wrote the first comic book that I ever read, which was Flashpoint. To see him sign 5 books for me is literally the craziest circle I've ever been put in my entire life. This is the coolest thing I own. Holy crap. Okay, well, let me show you which 5 books I got. Dude, this is insane. Starting off, we have volume 1 of Hyde Street. I've heard amazing things about this and I have not tapped into it yet, so I'm super excited to read it. And as you guys can see, the beautiful Geoff Johns signature. Dude, this is crazy. Next, we have Rook Exodus Volume 1. Rook Exodus is amazing. I absolutely love this book. I actually have the deluxe edition because the deluxe edition is freaking huge and it's a hardcover. So it's super cool that I now own it in trade format. And again, signed by the GOAT, Geoff Johns. And then we got Geiger, Volume 1, again, signed. We got, oh, that was loud. We got Geiger, Volume 2, signed again. And for the last thing, this is one of the Geiger books I have not read, so I will also be reading this instantly. We have Geiger, Volume 3, and again, signed by Geoff Johns. This is insane. Thank you so much to Geoff Johns, and thank you so much to Ghost Machine for sending me these. Oh wait, let me get the shirts. Let's try this again. Thank you, Geoff Johns. Thank you, Ghost Machine, for sending me all of these amazing things. You will see me wearing these t-shirts in my videos, trust me, and you will see me reading these because these are all amazing. I will be keeping on to these for the rest of my life. I mean, it's literally signed by Geoff Johns himself. One of the coolest things that's ever happened to me, the guy that wrote my first comic book that I've ever read, the thing that started this entire journey, this entire wall, my new comic book day vlogs, my new comic book day videos on TikTok and Instagram, all of that was started by Geoff Johns. And here it is coming full circle in return with 5 signed trades. I think that's absolutely insane. Oh my goodness, I am still in shock. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. But like I said, I want to read DCKO number 3 and then do a quick review, so let's do that. All right, here we go, tapping into DCKO Volume 3. I am so excited for this. Let's crack it open. My gosh. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this spoiler-free first, and then I'll get into spoilers. This is insane. Spoiler-free, essentially what this is a 2v2 fighting tournament where all of the different members of the tournament that were part of DCKO that won the previous fight round get to choose a partner that was one of the ones that lost a previous round. So it doesn't need to be the person that they necessarily went up against, but it just needs to be somebody that is now out of the tournament. So obviously a lot of them just chose different people that they have synergies with, that they've worked with together before, but there's one character who actually gets to choose somebody that's not a part of the tournament, and that is Joker. And it is stated by Darkseid that Joker has more Omega energy than everybody else there. So he chooses a certain character and they just work madness together. It's absolutely wild. But we see all of the different 2v2 battles and how the matchups work, how the person that chose the other person to work with, they had a strategy in mind. And some of their strategies were absolutely insane, and I kind of have to talk about it with spoilers. So this is a spoiler warning. If you guys don't want to see this, just skip past. I'll put like a timestamp right here for when I'm done with the spoilers. But yeah, let's talk about it. That was your warning. So Joker chose Mr. Mxyzptlk, or however the frick you pronounce it. He has a really complicated name. And essentially they tricked the people they were going up against that they were Joker and the Batman Who Laughs. So that got John Constantine and Zatanna very confused because they were fighting Joker and the Batman Who Laughs. Essentially, it wasn't actually the Batman Who Laughs. It was Mr. Mxyzptlk. But I think the coolest strategy that is used in this book is obviously the one that's highlighted the most, and that is Superman and Shazam. Essentially, Shazam passes on his powers to Superman the same way that he does with his family sometimes, and we get this new character. I will show the interior. I have to show you guys. Look at this. This is basically Shazam Superman. That is one of the coolest things that I've seen in DCKO so far. DCKO has been packed with a bunch of cool moments like that. Another strategy I really want to highlight was Lex Luthor choosing Supergirl to team up with and giving her, or infusing her with red kryptonite, black kryptonite, and silver kryptonite. That turned Supergirl into this, which looks insane. If all of that sounds crazy, which it is, I think the ending panel is actually even crazier. And so this is like the biggest spoiler warning. This is literally the last page. Again, if you don't want the biggest spoiler, skip past this. But here it is. Darkseid chooses that the tournament next round, they are fighting the absolute versions of the characters. We got Absolute Booster Gold, Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, and Absolute Wonder Woman. They, as you can see, the next cover is right here. They are going to be fighting up against the winners of this round, which was Lex Luthor, Joker, Superman, and Wonder Woman. So it's going to be a 4-on-4. I believe it's just going to be a fight to the death. And it's called, the next issue is called Trial by Absolute. Holy peak. I don't know what more to say other than DCKO has been getting a lot of hate recently. I think round 3 was a little bit stale, but still, this is insane. This is one of the best modern age just events in my opinion, but oh my gosh, I love this. That's gonna wrap it up for the video. I still wanted to show these off one last time because come on now, this is the coolest thing ever. But I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys want more videos. I post at least once a week, sometimes more. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.